Well, that is a nice copper coin, but oh, Doug, do you know what time it is?
45 up.
Who says 45 up, Doug? It's quarter after. Who says 45 of, Doug? It's my favorite line in all of metal detecting. What's up, guys? Court Order here. We've got another fun, action-packed show tonight. Well, not a lot of action, but hopefully it's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to be talking about the last two properties we did, one of which Rich found that amazing double-stamped large cent, one of the rarest and maybe most valuable coins we found all year. And then this last week when we did this cool smokehouse, Rich found the awesome gun, all sorts of amazing things, and even a special treat. We're going to bring in a property owner, not from this house, but a former property owner, Frank and Turina, who we hunted their house last year. They got us this new house. We're going to bring them on at 7:30, talk to them too. Great people. And Turina even got a metal detector since the video you just saw. So she might be joining us in the future as a peer instead of a whatever the opposite of peer is. But I'm going to bring in some guests in a second. I do want to give a couple acknowledgments. I see Gary, I lost it already. Gopher Bill, Rich Van Winkle, who's in the chat and will be on the show in a minute. Smokin' Louie, a regular, thank you. Hot Mess Fishing, Alicia, one of our moderators. I also saw Teresa was in there also. I don't know where she is at the moment, but I did see her. Thank you guys for showing up. Sage Hawk, Adrian Tucker, Turd Ferguson, good friend of the show there. Lynn Parvin, on and on and on and on. Thank you guys for showing up. It should be a fun night. And I do have to thank you because the chat helped us ID a lot of the things, helped us figure out some of the secrets of the smokehouse. So I always appreciate, getting any sort of information from you guys, because I was going to say collectively you're smarter than us, but even individually, you're probably smarter than us. I know you're smarter than this guy, Mr. Dog Tag Doug, Mexican Doug, Jane Fond Doug.
I wish you would call me before you introduce me.
I try to keep you in the green room until I see you picking your nose and I bring you right in.
Okay. By the way, you missed Plugmaster Ford's in the chat.
I was talking to Jeff for about an hour before the stream. Good dude. I said, Jeff, if you can get another video out, I'll bring you on the show as a guest. People got to know who you are. Do love that guy. He's planning on going back to England for a detecting trip. So he was trying to get me to go, which I'd love to, but it's just not in the cards this time. But thank you, Jeff Plugmaster Ford. If you want to watch some good old metal detecting, he's another winner.
He's a good guy.
And Chris Heimsoth is in the chat, who's also a Missourian,
yes.
Quite the detectorist himself. So I'm glad Chris made it. Let me bring in another person who's quite the detectorist, Charlie, the Heritage Relic Hunter. How are you, Charlie?
How you guys doing?
Charlie was in Delaware at his beach house and drove all the way home just to make this show.
It was hot down there today, 100 degrees inland.
Charlie,
not on the beach, but inland it was 100 degrees.
I'm kind of embarrassed to say, Charlie, I didn't see the sun all day today. I didn't even know it was hot out until my wife came home and told me, hey, it's hot today.
Yeah.
So when you're a hermit and don't leave the house, you lose touch with the outside world.
It's hard to see the sun from where your head's always stuck.
You son of a gun. Hold on a second. Hold on. Oh, where'd Doug go? All right, I'll bring him back. I like Doug. And Charlie, of course, no show would be complete without Rich Van Winkle. And look at that name, Lindiana Jones. Lynn, how are you?
Good. How are you?
How's it going?
I like how Lynn embraced the nickname. Doug took him 2 years to really accept the Jane Fond Doug nickname.
That's because you kept calling me something different every week.
I figured it's time.
Doug has on-camera nicknames, and then there's dreaded off-camera nicknames.
We have plenty of names for Doug.
The high school names keep coming back to haunt me.
They're the best.
Open bottom.
I had Doug, it's funny. I had a comment just today in a video. It was from an old video, but the comment, I still see it on my phone. And someone said, Hey, I watched 73 videos or something like that over the course of the last week. I'm still waiting to see the one where you named Doug Jane Fonda. And I remember which video it was, but I don't number mine, so I'd have no way to, let them know.
Yeah. Oh, by the
but-
way, before we go any further, I just found out, I guess it was yesterday, the day before, that the Kelsey brothers, for their show that is similar to this, they're going to get $100 million. Is there any way we can get a little piece of that?
Who are the Kelsey brothers? Are they like what is that?
You really haven't left the house, have you?
I don't. Are they metal detectorists?
No,
I
no,
said the
no.
same thing.
They're football players, Travis and Jason Kelsey.
Oh, the guy that's dating Taylor Swift?
Well, that's
the only reason I
the
know.
younger brother. Are
Yeah,
they
that's
still
right, that's
dating
right.
or not?
What?
Are they still dating?
Not
I
sure.
don't know. That's
They're
the only
still
reason I
dating.
know that one guy.
Charlie should know. He's a neighbor of Taylor Swift.
I didn't know he had a brother. I didn't know he did a podcast. I did know he
Yeah.
played football, but I couldn't tell you what team or what he does.
Okay.
That kind of shows you how into sports I've been lately.
Thank you, Becky.
Doug, I also want to make an announcement, not that it matters or cares to anybody out there, but today is the first live stream that I'm simultaneously streaming it to my Facebook page.
Okay.
I never even use or talk about that Quarter Hoarder Facebook page, but I made like a New Year's resolution in July that I'm going to start posting on there every day. So if you didn't notice, every day I'm putting on one clip of something funny, something unique, something exciting on there. And I figure I'm going to stream to there. I'm going to start utilizing it more because everything happens on Facebook and I never know. So I have to try to make it more, be more in the loop, So exciting news there, Doug. Hold on. Listen, don't jump out of your seat. Don't jump out of your seat.
I'm holding on to the desktop.
KK Karen is in the chat. She hunted with us last weekend on a house that, man, we killed it, Doug. I'm not going to give out any information, but I will say we found 16 silvers on that day. KK Karen had her own good amount of that. All sorts of great relics, great property owner. Oh, it was amazing. She was a real good luck charm. So good to see her in the chat too. That
was
video will
2
be out
weekends
about
ago, Jason.
6-7 weeks. What, Charlie?
That was 2 weekends ago. KK was with us, not last weekend.
Oh, yeah. Okay, you're right. 2 weekends ago. Well, whatever. Last weekend we had another amazing spot. It was an old cabin. Oh, wait till you see the footage on this cabin, Charlie. Well, Doug, I haven't started editing it yet. It's going to be really exciting.
I felt like I was back in time. Seriously.
Oh yeah, this log cabin was amazing.
Back in the 1730s.
And the guy's ripping up the floors. He was letting us detect inside the cabin, under the floors. We were pinpointing, we were sifting, we were detecting all around. And then all around the cabin was an old graveyard. It was just everywhere you looked was like you were enthralled in this amazing history.
Yeah, if we lived closer, I'd be there right now instead on this live stream.
Oh yeah. Oh, Dan Taraska, thank you.
That's
Happy Friday Eve.
awesome
Thank you,
it was.
Dan.
Yeah.
Yeah, and one thing too, which we're going to address later in the show. What, Charlie?
Besides the detecting last weekend, I stood in awe of that tree that was there, where the Continental troops rested under the tree, that oak tree. That just, just in awe of the size of that tree.
Yeah, it was an amazing place we were at. We did two places down there, but that cabin was just fascinating. And the story behind it, the guy, I got so much B-roll. B-roll is like the extra footage that I put in. It's going to be so much fun when that comes out.
Jason, I don't know if you heard him say it, but you asked about the store ledger from the cabin.
Yeah.
And he said he didn't have it, but did you hear where it is?
No.
It's in Winterthur Museum.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I mean, when I go back and watch the footage, it'll all refresh my memory.
I'm not sure if he was on camera at that point, but that's
that video won't come out for about 7 or 8 weeks. So
right.
I'm going to block it out for now because I got to concentrate on the ones that come out first. I might start putting 2 videos out a week just because I'll be playing videos in December. We'll all be in shorts and sweating, like I gotta be careful. I like having a little buffer, but not a giant buffer.
Recently, one of our videos, we were all in jackets because it was so long ago. Somebody in the comments was like, when was this filmed?
Well, because people,
Yeah.
hey, look, a YouTuber secret is, we put a video out every week, and I have for almost 10 years. I never miss. But if I go out and then put that week's video up, you're really playing with fire. If it rains, I get no video that week. If it's hot, if we didn't find anything. So we always have a buffer. I like to have 3 video buffer. At the moment, I've probably got about 12, which is great. I'm not complaining because if I put out 2 a week, then, we're going to have 9 bad weeks in a row. And then, down to the wire. So I'm very grateful, but we've got some really not only amazing finds coming up, amazing places, amazing property owners. I try to talk to them and get tours of the inside of all of them and all around the grounds. It's going to be so much fun with some of the upcoming things in the next few weeks or months, rather.
Yeah, the Cobb Field put us really far ahead.
Yeah, the Cobb Field was
like
great.
15 videos from there.
Yeah, Charlie's still has dreams about that Cobb Field every single day.
So do I.
Yeah, that was an amazing one. They're few and far between, but when you do get them, you do get them.
If we go back, I want to see what the roots of the crops going down into the soil will change it. I just want to see what happens, if we go back there, if we find more stuff or if it's still really quiet, sort of like it was towards the end.
Well, we do have a new farm that's right like 2 farms down from the Cobb Field that I spoke to that property owner. We can get on there. We could do the farmhouse next month in September and then the farm obviously in the winter. So even if the original Cobb Field has been pounded hard, we're now lining up more, adjacent, and hopefully that activity extended. That town was fantastic. So I'm trying to guard it, not yell out the name of the town and have 10,000 detectorists there.
You know that town was founded before the state of Pennsylvania was.
It's really, yeah, it was an amazing spot. Oh, Jersey Ray Diggs, Rachel. Hey, Jason, Doug, Charlie, Rich, Lynn, and chat. What's up, Rachel? I hope your shoulder, Rachel got like a shoulder surgery or something. She's been on the shelf from detecting. I wonder if she's almost back up to going back out again. Well, listen, it's 7:28, Doug. We're going to bring in our first guest in about a minute. So I wanted to just do a quick synopsis of who they are and why they're coming on. Is that okay with you, Doug?
Sure.
Just making sure you're awake. Now, I always say, Doug, do you remember? And of course, Doug remembers because he got the original walk up to their house. But that's just my lead in when I say, do you remember? I'm really talking to the audience. So, Doug, do you remember when we did Frank and Turina's house last year?
Do I remember?
Yeah, do you remember?
Yeah. I remembered that I couldn't detect after getting the permission. Right. And you found 2 flying eagles.
I did. I had one of the best days ever. It was only me and Rich. And, normally when we're hunting, I'm filming everyone. I'm doing all the B-roll. I don't find a lot. But that day was just me and Rich. So I was detecting all day and I found a lot of stuff, so much stuff. I started to feel guilty.
Yeah, the barber, that was a live dig, the barber, right?
Oh, the barber.
And a barber dime and a barber quarter right next to
barber half.
Barber half.
That's right, yeah.
But anyway, this was Frank and Turina, who we met at their house. I'm going to show you a picture or two here, Doug. Turina, I got so many comments in their video because she wore this shirt that says, Vert the Vert, Vert the Ferk. Vert. Remember the guy from the Muppets? Remember the guy from the Muppets?
From the Muppet.
Yeah, I don't know. Rich might be too young.
The Muppets. I watched the Muppets.
Oh, did you? I didn't know when they stopped being, when they stopped doing it. But I knew anybody that would wear a Vert the Ferk shirt must be funny and cool. You know what I mean? And she was all day. Her and Frank. We really enjoyed hunting with them. Here's a picture of their family at the end. It's funny, this family at the end picture, I was taking the picture, so I wasn't in it. Rich had to leave 10 minutes earlier. He wasn't in it. And Doug's foot was messed up, so he's off to the side, so he's not in it. But we were all there.
So why couldn't Doug be in the picture?
Well, his foot, he just had a foot surgery, so he was kind of hobbling around all day. So he was up on the porch off to the side. Or I would have had him in there. And then I think these were the finds that we had at their house. I want to bring them in a second. I'm just going to show the finds and then a close-up of just the silver and the coin finds right here. This top row, all Wheaties and Indians, flying eagle here, fatty Indian, all these silvers, silver half, SLQ, all these silver pieces of chain, the silver brooch Charlie found.
Oh, yeah.
Over here is this really rare braided hair half cent that you found, Rich. On and on and on. So, their house was amazing. They're probably ruined a little bit because they're going to think every house you find that much, and you don't. But that's how we first met them. And let me bring them in because they're patiently waiting on the side. So everyone say hello to Frank and Turina. Let me get rid of this and move this over here. Some professional I am, Rich. There they are. Frank and Turina. Welcome, guys.
Hey. Good to see you again.
Hello.
Hello.
Turina is battling you, Lynn, for coolest necklace. Yeah, Lynn always.
Oh, wow.
Lynn makes her custom necklace jewelry.
I know.
She's the only one of all of us that bedazzles herself. So it's nice to have more bedazzlement. You know what I mean? The rest of us are pretty. I'm lucky Doug's even dressed. You know what I'm saying?
That is a good thing.
But welcome, guys, to our little quarter after live show. To give a little background, like I said, we met Turina and Frank last year, almost a year ago to the day, Doug. The video when we did their house came out July 20th. I looked. So a year ago, just a couple weeks ago. But yeah, Doug got the property and then he had to get a last minute foot procedure done. He wasn't able to walk. I said, Doug, do you want us to reschedule? He said, no, just go. We already have something next week. So just Rich and I went, and as fate would have it, we just killed it. You know what I mean? And all of it on just that side yard too, Rich.
It was an incredible side yard.
Yeah, it was amazing. So anyway, we went back 2, 3, 4 times. Doug did get to hunt it once. There's one video that's never come out still because, I just had so many videos that kind of got skipped. Turina joined us all day. That video, Doug, as a special, I'm going to put out this weekend as a special video. It's from about maybe end of last summer, but there were some really good finds that for whatever reason never made it. So bonus video of Turina's house. And dare I say the best find of the whole day was found by Turina. Do you remember what it was, Turina? But don't say it out loud.
Yes.
Okay, good. I remember it. So yeah, that's going to be an action-packed one. But anyway, fast forward, we get a call from Frank and Turina. Well, Doug got a call about maybe, a month or so ago. Frank's business is he installs windows. And you do a lot of old houses, Frank? We do a lot of colonials?
Yeah, we live in an area where there's a lot of old homes. And
you don't got to tell us.
Yeah, so naturally that's what we definitely do a lot of old homes here.
So Frank's business got hired to do new windows in this colonial home. Let me see if I can bring a picture of it up, Frank. Let's see where we're going to add everybody here. Let me move this around a little bit. So many windows. There it is. So Frank got hired to do this home, and you can see some of the new windows in there. He does a good job. Shout out to Frank's business. If anybody has an old home and needs windows, I'll have Frank put his business card in the description. But when Frank got this house to do windows, he contacted Doug and said, hey, we were talking to the guy. He'd be into detecting. Would you guys be interested in coming out? And Doug says, is a frog's butt watertight? And, out we went. And the property owner was a great guy, super nice guy. He made it in the video, one clip. He hunted for a little bit, not quite as long as Turina did, but super friendly guy, did all around the property. And, but they got us on there. And it was just nice to know that, one relationship kind of helped keep everything going. That's like the biggest compliment, Doug, that they must have cared enough or liked us enough, at least me, I'm not sure about Doug, to have us, do another house. Oh, and I wanted to show also, which is kind of interesting. In the video, I recorded this whole thing and I totally had it wrong. But do you see this line up here, Doug, on the house?
Yes.
We thought originally that the roof was raised up. Now, why I thought that, I don't know. But that's just what it looked like it was raised, even though, like, why would you raise the whole roof, 3 feet? And then someone had said, I forget who it even was, that there was probably a carriage house that at one time was attached to it. And and that was maybe the mark from an old secondary building.
Yes.
So I'm not really sure. I had a couple of pictures of just some interesting things from the house itself. I'll show them right here. You see these little S marks up here, Doug?
Yes.
We see them at so many colonial houses, and someone had asked me via email what they were. They saw a glimpse of it in the video. And those are tensioners that go through all the way through some of these old stone and brick homes to kind of keep everything nice and tight, or they'll bow and buckle out. There was a really good one at that Pineville house. Remember, it was countersunk, Doug? It was a big S.
You'll see a lot of those in Old City, Philadelphia, on the old brick homes.
You see them in even old castles overseas, Doug. They have them too, or they'll just buckle out and fall apart.
It was the roof of the
Now, this is something interesting in the back of his house, which didn't make the video. I'm just going to let this play through so you can see where we were and the height. That little cubby there, Doug, up here, we didn't know what the heck that was. It's a tiny little opening. It looks like a little door, and it's got to be about 7 feet in the air.
We thought it was the drive-through window.
I did. I thought it was a drive-through for like an old toll stop because a road went right through where the driveway was.
Right.
I'm still not sure. I tried to reach and pull on it. That thing is not, it doesn't open up. On the inside of the house, you don't even see it anymore. It's covered with plaster. And I don't know if it'd be a window because it would be up 7 feet in the air. So it's still kind of a mystery what that might be. But the old houses, sometimes you see the craziest old things.
Well, like that.
Well, this is a crazy old thing here. Now, Frank and Turina, let me put them back over to the full screen for a second. Let me kind of remove this.
I looked like it was really hot out just then.
Oh my goodness.
It was hot.
Half the day we were there, Turina was hunting in the shade under the big tree. And I thought, oh man, she must be finding good stuff over there. But it was just so hot. Now, you did find one really good thing I have coming up in a second. Now, I don't know if you guys, Frank and Turina, saw the video or talked to Paul or not, the property owner. But that building in the background, it looks like this back here, if you can see it. That building, which was a big old stone barn, used to house P.T. Barnum's animals in the wintertime.
We did see that. We did see that in the video.
Oh, I didn't know if you watched it or not.
We did. We saw it yesterday, just ironically, and Doug had mentioned that there was a place over the Delaware River that had also housed animals. So,
yeah, I never even thought about Doug. It never crossed my mind that he would have needed a place to store them all winter. And turns out it was, so close to us.
yes.
Right.
Thanks for adding that, Doug.
I had mentioned that it was Cole Brothers Circus, but somebody in the chat or in the comments in the video corrected me, and I do stand corrected. It was the Hunt Brothers Circus.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
it was right off of Route 130 in Florence, New Jersey.
Okay, good. Let me see if I can bring this up again. I'm going to try to do it like this. There's so many darn. There we go. I'm going to do it like this, Frank. You're a little smaller, but just so they can kind of see it. So it was the Hunt Brothers Circus, which was interesting because I was hoping we might find like some circus memorabilia or something, but
That would have been really cool.
Yeah. Frank and Turina, I'm going to run through some of the cool photos of the day with some of the finds. So feel free to jump in if you want, but if not, we're going to run through these just to recap the day. I want to thank you for the comment on Hunt Brothers Circus from NBCR Graphic Design. Thank you, sir. Anyway, first hole of the day, no shocker, found by Rich Van Winkle with little silver heart. I didn't even know that it was going to be silver until we sprayed it down, and there's a nice photo of it. with a comment from Somniferous Almond that there's a love in the air. There's always love in the air for Rich. That guy finds, the majority of things.
Only because, like you said earlier, you're filming and you're talking and.
Yeah. In fact, I have a story I'll share later. I don't want to use up all Frank and Turina's time, but I'll share it later of something that just came up about that today for me. And that was the first find of the day, of course, by Rich. Then the next find was actually found by Turina. And if you can see, I brought a Nokta double score for Turina to use. And since this video's come out, Turina now owns her own double score. So she enjoyed it so much. And when you find good stuff, you get hooked really quickly. So the second find of the day, first one from Turina, you can see her kind of pulling it out here. I knew what it was, but it could have possibly been a silver coin. And let's see, here's a nice shot of her cleaned up. And then I got one shot of the whole thing. There she is. Now, Doug, I love getting a picture of someone, their face centered inside of rings and stuff. I missed the smile by like an inch. It's hard to judge in the camera, but it was close. Now, the ring turns out that it was coin silver, Doug, 90% coin silver, either made from a coin or a melted coin. We don't find a lot of coin silver. I thought that was really interesting and a great find. And if you look at the pictures underneath, especially the one in the bottom right, which shows a little bit of the inside right around here, you can even see some markings that may or may not be from an old coin. I'm not sure. But heck, Doug, it's probably been about 3 years since we found a ring made of coin silver. So I thought that was a great find there from Turina.
Yeah.
Now it's on my bucket list to find a ring made of coin that you can actually see some of the coins still on. Yeah,
that's quite a bucket list, and you're going to be waiting for years. Now, Turina, you were pretty excited about the ring. Now, you hunted a little bit. Let me get rid of this for a second. Hold on. I'm going to get rid of this and move her back over. You had found some good stuff, especially in the video I'm going to put out Sunday. But this might have been like your coolest thing. I mean, were you super stoked? Were you like, man, it's okay?
I was. Yeah, I was pretty excited about it.
I mean, for someone detecting, I always say, when someone's relatively new, if you don't find anything in your first 2 trips out, you probably never use that detector again. It goes in your closet.
Right.
If you find something good on your first, second trip out, you're hooked for life. It just really sucks you in.
For sure.
And, the 2 times we've hunted with her, she's gotten really good things both times. So, she bought her own machine. I'm sure she'll be joining us in some farm fields.
Yeah.
So, but that's an awesome find there. And I do love the shot, Turina, even though I missed the smile centering by just a little.
It was nice to hear what the composite was, because we weren't sure. It could have been a toe ring. It could have been a child's ring.
Yeah, that's true. It could have been. I know it was small. I tried to get it on my finger. It wasn't fitting, and it looks kind of wonky. Like it looked like it was handmade, which I really liked. Kind of gives it some age.
Very interesting.
Now, Turina, I think you've had your detector, 2 weeks? Jason told me.
Yeah.
Have you done your yard again yet? And have you found anything?
I have been doing the yard only because it's been so hot. I can only go out there for maybe 20 minutes at the most, and then I have to go back in the house. But I've been finding a lot of garbage right now.
And that's how you learn it, though.
Yeah.
That's how you learn the machine. And when we did your house, Rich and I really found a lot. I mean, if I would have known back then that you were going to get a detector, we would have slowed down a little bit.
No, I want to do that. I want to do that burn again, where everybody was finding stuff. I want to do that again. And then there was a tree branch that fell down where you guys couldn't metal detect. So I'm gonna hit that.
And down by the creek, we didn't do down by the creek very much.
No,
we didn't do in the creek. We didn't do on the other side of the creek. There's still a lot that you'll have the lion's share of.
Oh yeah, I don't mind digging up old nails and screws and all that stuff. It doesn't bother me. I just get excited, Yeah,
Doug finds old nails and screws every week.
Yeah.
We all do. We all do.
I'm just trying to see if Doug's awake, but he didn't move, so I'm guessing
he's smiling.
I think it's a very good experience and stuff that other homeowners should,
interact.
Interact, and when you guys came out, it was great.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, and it even turned out that you and Doug's wife had some sort of a connection where you both went to the same hairdresser or something like that.
Oh, she went to my she went to the lady
Your
that used to
mom
cut hair
shop.
worked for my mother.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, the first time we were there or the second time when Doug showed up, but he couldn't dig, Doug's wife brought him and dropped him off. And then in just Doug's wife talking, there was some sort of a relationship with the hairdresser.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Small world.
Yeah,
it is small.
All right, let me bring this back in, Doug. That was
That's why
Turina's
you're
opening.
always supposed to behave yourself, Jay.
What's that?
I said that's why you're always supposed to behave yourself.
Yes.
You never know who's looking.
No, you don't know.
Mhm.
All right, let's see what else we got, Doug. This was a pretty good house. This was Rich. When I see Rich doing this look, I know he found something good. I always, when you film in 4K and I can go frame by frame, I get the most interesting photos. You know what I mean? But Rich hit this hole, found this button, which I thought was awesome. We do love old buttons.
I love that button.
We didn't know what it was, and in the video, I even said it looked like cross hockey sticks. And then I edited it out because I was like, oh, Jay, you sound like an idiot. Hockey didn't exist back then. And I should have left it in because they're actually golf clubs, but I cut it out in an attempt to not sound stupid. And I think I have a photo, Rich, right here.
Oh, wow.
So, in the middle is what he found. The other ones are just examples. But it's a, almost 200-year-old blazer button from the Royal Blackheath Golf Club in London. That golf club still exists today. It's still a golf course, hundreds of years old. And that was an old blazer button. Maybe someone came over from back then. And you could see the images better in the clean examples with the British crown on the top. There's I don't even know what they are. It looks like a thistle on the right. A guy looks like a ninja on the left.
Of course it's a ninja.
Ninjas can play golf, Frank.
Sure they can.
And I don't know what that is, the bottom. I don't know what the heck that is.
I have an interesting bit of knowledge.
Share your knowledge,
To
please.
share.
Go ahead, share your knowledge.
Did anybody know that we have golf and color television to thank for lawns? So when color TV first came out, everybody saw how green and nice the lawn looked on golf courses on the TV.
Yeah.
And that's why everybody started wanting their lawns to look like that.
Oh, so what did people do before television? They didn't have lawns?
Crappy lawns.
Well, they had lawns, but they didn't care about them that much.
Yeah.
Which is what we should be doing.
They were inspired by the green of the golf course, and that became like a cultural thing.
Yeah.
Yep. They didn't think about it in black and white TV, but when color TV came out, it was a game changer.
Yeah.
What?
Well, Doug started work on his lawn a few years ago, and it looks great, but that's because he just got a color TV for the first time.
Now I know what it's supposed to look like.
He tried to grow black and white grass for a lot of years.
All right. Anyway, awesome button there from Rich. He always finds
I'd like to say that was the coolest thing found at that location.
No, it wasn't.
Oh, no.
No, it wasn't.
In Doug's opinion, it is.
The keys.
Yeah. Hold on. I'm still running it. Hold on. I'm screwing it up. That's what happens when you get two hands. Anyway, all right. There was a picture of Doug you saw. This was Doug's find here, Rich. And listen, I know there are 4 keys only from the 60s. It's not the most amazing thing, but when you find a key spill, it's still exciting. I love interesting looking keys. Somebody's day was totally ruined, when they lost all their keys. So if you look into the story behind it, even though it's not colonial, there's a story instantly when you find a set of someone's old car keys, and I just like that part of it. And then I made a comment in the video that the last time one of us found 4 keys, Rich.
You got to bring it up again,
Wow.
don't you?
Those 4 keys right there, found by yours truly, Frank. Those 4 skeleton keys.
They're cool.
Which is why it keeps coming up.
It keeps coming back up. I don't get to find a whole lot, so when I do, I just milk it for everything it's worth, Frank.
That's not your average skeleton key. They're really neat looking.
Oh, they're beautiful. Yeah.
And if those were silver, it'd be like the find of a lifetime.
They are brass,
if
though,
they even made skeleton keys in silver, I don't know.
Somebody had to have them.
Yeah.
Look, Adrian Tucker in the chat said he found 13 keys in one hole. That's pretty impressive.
Wow.
Wow.
Did you ever find more than 4 skeleton keys, though, Adrian? I found 4. I don't know if you knew that.
They're cool looking.
But anyway, I showed that. And then I tried to get a picture of Doug's smile because of the awesomest comment of the whole video, Rich, from Life is Good and Joy Each Day. 4 keys, a jolly good fellow. How cool is that, Rich? Rich isn't even paying attention. Frank,
It is a great smile.
if I would have thought of that line, 4 keys, a jolly good fellow, that would have been the title of the video. I didn't think of it. I'm a little jealous. So I love witty comments like that. So thank you for that big, long sentence of a username. Let's see what else we got here. This is a good one from Rich, Frank. I don't know if I think you saw it at the time. When Rich called me over, he says, he gets all serious like this too. He says to me, Jay, I think I got a $20 gold piece. And I was like, what?
Did you say
He goes,
that?
I think I got a $20 gold piece. So I look in and I do see a big circle. I see an eagle on it, but I'm like, I don't know, man. I mean, a $20 gold double eagle, we've never found anything close to that.
If you remember, I did also say it rang up too high.
Well, I've never swung up. Maybe a $20 gold double eagle does sound high. I've never swung over one.
No.
I mean, that's a solid piece of gold.
But the first thing when I opened the hole and gave it a little wipe, I just saw gold and I saw an eagle.
Yeah.
So I mean, what are you gonna think?
I mean, that's what he found. And I mean, listen, I knew, or at least I thought instantly it was going to be an awesome token. And I love old tokens. So no doubt about it, it was cool. But it turned out to be super cool.
Yeah.
And I'm going to show you, I got a picture of both sides here. There it is right there.
Oh, yeah.
It says one side on the left side, NC Folger, who was the company, 17 old Levy, it says. And from some comments, helped me figure out what it was. There's one down at the bottom from Paul's Dog Walking. I don't know if that's the Paul of the house we were at or not. I'm not sure.
Is he a dog walker?
I don't think he owned a dog, actually. He had chickens, I recall.
Yeah, chicken walker.
And then it said Core Custom something or other. The right side was awesome because it says clothing store, children's clothes, cap, blankets, and plantation goods. How often do you see something that says plantation goods? You know it's old when you see plantation goods.
Trunks or something.
And then it said hats and trunks. And Rich loved that it said trunks because it reminded him of Harry Potter.
Yeah. But I also think it's, other than that, I think it's just cool because you don't really sell trunks anymore. Like we have suitcases and we have bags and we have,
Yeah. What's really cool too, and it was really nice of him, is, Rich has a token collection. Tokens are one of our favorite things. We all love finding coins, but we found so many of them over the years. We already have them all, so that's not that big of a deal. But the tokens are so rare that, originally we gave the property owner the token, and Rich was like, man, I wonder if he would trade me for it since the property owner was interested in old coins. So Rich traded, what was it, Doug? Like 2 or 3 large cents and a silver chime?
I like the way you're giving Rich all credit for trading.
Well, it was his idea. It was his idea.
No, it was my idea because I knew he wanted coins. I suggested, well, why don't you take him some coins and maybe he'll give it to you.
And I couldn't come that day, so Doug was nice enough to give him some of his own coins for this trade.
Oh, so Doug traded his old coins.
Yeah, and now I still owe Doug.
Oh, Doug, you really got the short end of the stick.
That's why I'd like a little bit of credit here.
All right. Doug was a loser all around the scenario.
Doug's too nice.
But no, the property owner, who was so nice to us the whole day, even nicer to let Rich add to his token collection, but he got some awesome old coins out of the deal too. So it worked out really well for everybody. And that is an amazing old coin, probably pre-Civil War for some old business down in
1853.
1853?
The second version of it.
The tokens, like the token you guys found at our house, just a simple palm olive token. The tokens seem to hold their their print better than coins for some reason.
Well, it depends what they're made out of. So we found some slick tokens too.
Well, they don't get handled as much as coinage does,
Yeah.
so they do stay intact much longer.
Sometimes
And just to give a little bit of clarity too, like this token we've never seen before.
Right.
That Palmolive token we found at your house as an example, we've probably dug 30 of that token over the years.
Gotcha.
So a lot of the tokens we see over and over and over again. So anything that's like new to our eyes at this point, it's hard to find something new because we do this every single week, Yeah. But this was new, and that just makes it really special as a person that metal detects.
Of course, yeah. It is neat.
Yeah, it was cool. So that was my favorite find. Well, one of them, Doug. There was other good things there too.
Well, actually, yeah, that and the button are pretty neck and neck race for the best finds of the day.
Every time a new picture comes up, now it's tied.
I'll say, yeah.
It just keeps adding to the tie. All right, let's see what else we got. I don't want to go forever with this. I got to hit the play button.
Yes, you do.
I know. Well, I try not to. Now, the next find Rich called me over for was this. Oh, hold on. Let me pause this.
I'll show you.
This is up trying to pull it out of the ground here. Now, when a guy yells out gun, like it really gets your attention because, we don't find a lot of guns. And this thing was a beast. Look at that thing, Doug. Now, not a real gun. It was like a wall hanger. Maybe you think it was made of aluminum, Rich?
Oh yeah, it was hand poured solid aluminum.
Yeah. It was a lot of people in the comments thought it may have been made from like a high school, like a metal class. I don't really know, but it looks like an old blunderbuss, like a really.
Do they normally teach kids how to make guns in school?
Well, up until like 20 years ago, Rich, guns weren't that big of a deal. Well, after 9/11, we started, everything is evil now, but guns weren't that big of a deal back then. So yeah, they probably did. But that was an awesome find too. Doug, does that tie for best find of the day or no?
No, that's the distant last.
Oh, okay.
But it is cool.
I thought it was awesome.
And I stole that by accident because it was so big. I put it in my trash bag, and then just totally forgot and went.
Oh, really? Oh, so you still have that?
I still have that.
Oh, okay, good.
Hey, Jason.
What?
I have a toy gun just like that. Let me get it. I'll bring it right back.
Do you really have a toy gun that looks like? Is it a blunderbuss, Charlie?
Yeah. No, it's a flintlock gun. Let me get my toy gun.
All right, go ahead and go get it. I'm going to move the show along now.
A blunderbuss is a rifle, not a handgun.
Regular flintlock pistol, not a blunderbuss.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Okay. All right,
and a blunderbuss has a big cone-shaped end of the barrel.
Yeah, the blunderbuss, you would put anything you had in there, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you would put in like pieces of the dinner plate and just shoot out whatever.
My mom said watermelon. You put watermelon.
Yeah, whatever you got. Yeah. I would love to be in front of a watermelon bus.
I remember the Three Stooges did that in one episode.
Let me see. Hold on. Let me make Charlie bigger for a second. Hang on. Hold on, Charlie. You're putting me to the test here. There we go.
This is the box.
Oh, yeah. So flintlock pit. Let me bring a picture. Let me bring it back up again, Charlie. There it is. Yeah, that is pretty similar, Charlie. A Hubley.
This is the gun.
Looks very similar.
Move it back from the camera more. Move it back towards your face. Yeah, there you go. All right, that's pretty. Rich's was bigger.
Thank you.
Very nice. Well, there we go. Look at Charlie. Charlie, I always knew you would be a model one day. I just didn't know it would only be here.
I actually found this up in my uncle's his attic.
Is that a reproduction or is that the original box from the 50s?
That's the original box.
Wow, that's awesome.
My uncle had a toy store years ago.
Yeah, they said the box is in fantastic shape.
That's neat.
Now, is that an actual pistol or is that a toy?
It's a toy. It takes a little cap.
Gotcha.
Little cap goes right there.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah. That's pretty amazing. I bet that's probably worth more than the one Rich found.
Probably so.
Especially with the box.
Yeah.
Good job, Charlie. Way to go.
When I saw that, I thought cool. I have a real toy one, that actually shoots caps from years ago. I mean that box is old.
Yeah. It looks like from the 50s. Look at the artwork. Yeah.
Is there a date on the box, Charlie?
There's no date on it, no, but you could probably.
It's definitely 50s,
Yeah,
maybe
look, this
40s.
It has on here Lancaster, PA, made in
Wow.
Lancaster
Wow.
by the Hubley Company.
Hubley.
Hughley.
Yeah. I always pronounce it Hubley also.
Hubley made
Lancaster, Pennsylvania, on the back.
toys.
Wow.
All right. Awesome gun. I'm going to move it along only so we don't go forever, but that is really cool, Charlie. Let me bring everybody back in again. Hold on. Let me bring this over. There we go. All right. So Rich's gun, not a Hubley, but super cool. Then the only really notable thing I found all day, Doug, in front of the old smokehouse, and that was a really good photo there too. It almost looks like a 70s rock band, doesn't it? like Rich looks like he's like the lead singer of some 70s rock band. Turina looks like she's like a backup dancer, and Doug is like some roadie who's just like drunk out of his mind.
We just played Woodstock.
Yeah, he just played Woodstock. So. But this is my only good find of the day. But I was happy with it. I got this nice little barber dime.
Yeah.
And it cleaned up pretty well. Look at that one, Doug.
Yeah, I saw it.
1940. And it was in a sea of like iron nails too. We were casually talking. I thought I was just going to be digging up another piece of junk. And then that popped out. I was really excited. And then there's a comment here. I'm not even going to try to pronounce their name. The ring, token, and barber dime were all awesome finds, especially the wall gun. They pretty much they named everything, and I agree. Everything was awesome finds. We're almost at the end here. Real quick, Doug, the smokehouse too, which I tried to feature in the video a lot because I thought it was just fascinating. I thought it was a beautiful little structure. I did a whole tour of the inside, and I had a lot of comments. I'm going to bring a picture up here of the cutouts on the inside that I didn't know what they were. I probably had 40 people say that they look like they're firing positions for an old gun, like you would stick the rifle through for Native American attack.
Smokehouse would be,
which it could be, but I remember thinking like usually you would put them in a higher elevation so that you have a better vantage point. You're shooting down. You know, if you're down on the ground in that little building and that's your last stand, man, that's a bad day you're having. You know what I mean? Like, you got nowhere to go. Like, that's it. But it very well could have been. What do you think, Lynn? Do you think they could have been cutouts for firing?
Honestly, I don't. I think they're air. I think they're vents because old barns have those also.
Yes. Our barn has them.
Yeah.
They do.
If the smokehouse was sealed, the fire would go out because no oxygen would be getting to it.
Right.
Well, a smokehouse, usually the roof was open, and that's how you get your oxygen in. Or there'd be like a funnel.
It's got to come from the bottom.
All right, so you think they were open air. I mean, in the video, I thought they were open air.
Yeah, and that window, remember, that window wasn't originally in the smokehouse.
But on the outside of the smokehouse, this vent is sealed over with stone, and it looks like old original stone. They would have had to go over it, 90 years ago. Why would they have sealed it up? I guess just to make it, airtight if they're going to use it as a shed or something.
Possibly.
And I somebody in the comments too said that smokehouses generally too small to make a stand like that because they could just come around to the other side of it. And
that's what I'm thinking.
A whole bunch of people just, it wouldn't be a good defensive position.
I would think it's so close to the house. Make the house your last stand. Go inside. Yeah. You're higher elevated. But
I wonder if it was utilized as for hunting.
Well, I mean, it could have been, but again, why wouldn't you do it from your house where you could be quieter, you could see further away? I don't know. I'm still going with air vent more so than rifle. But what the heck do I know, Frank?
Yeah, I don't know.
I didn't build the thing.
I know.
And those windows were not in there when it was originally built. He said they were put in after the fact.
Yeah. And it's funny, Doug, I got called out by several people because I have the next picture. I'll show you. In the video, I said that they didn't have windows originally. And then people called me out. Oh, but your pictures have windows in them. Now, listen, these pictures I had to create with AI. AI is not easy to use. It doesn't follow the prompts real good. I probably generated 80 pictures where it just makes up what you tell it to make up. And I said, look, make up this. stone home, meat from the ceiling, wooden beams, the whole thing. But every picture it kept putting a window in. I even put my very first word, old stone building with no windows. But I kept getting windows. And it charges you like $1 a picture to make these AI pictures.
Oh, really? Wow.
So finally, I'm like, you know what? Screw it. It's going to have windows in the video. And then wouldn't you know it, like 90 people called me out on it.
Well, I think since none of us were actually around back then, it makes sense that you wouldn't want an open window in a smokehouse.
Well, Rich, speak for yourself, Rich. Doug was alive back then.
If you could close the window, then the smoke would still stay in there. So I think some of them probably had windows just so there was a little bit of light in there. But
I don't think windows would sustain, cold air outside, heat inside. I think they would crack instantly.
Yeah, well, by window, maybe not glass, maybe just an opening.
That's true. Yeah, that's probably true.
But I don't know. Either way,
it's a neat building.
I thought it was pretty cool. I think that's the last one of the house. Let me just make sure. Yeah, and then just a picture of the thing before I get into the second building. Let me move everybody back around again. But
Charlie,
that was the house. Now, I don't want to get into the neighbor's house. When we were there, we also got permission to do the neighbor's house. We're not going to deal with that tonight. But I want to thank Frank and Turina not only for getting us the house, but joining us and joining in on the fun of the day, and even contributing with one of the best finds, at least in Doug's opinion, of Turina's coin silver ring.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was neat.
So hopefully we'll get Turina out with us once this heat wave passes.
Yes.
You might see her again. Now, Turina, if you go with us one more time, now you have to have a nickname. Everyone's got a nickname. So
it's not going to be Farina?
No. We have it's got to be something like related, like Quarter Hoarder, Dog Tag Doug, Lindiana Jones, Richard Nixum, because he hits a lot of things with his shovel.
Wait, that's not my nickname.
I'm sure you guys will
We'll work on it. Yeah, we'll work on it.
So we got to think of a nickname for Turina. So just think about it. The first 1 or 2 times you go, you get a pass, but the third time you get a nickname and it lasts forever.
I am thinking, so if she finds silver next time, because she found silver before, she found silver last time, so it'll be something silver maybe.
Oh, like the Silver Queen or something like that.
Yeah.
All right, well, we'll have to think about it. We have to have a team meeting, Turina, a team meeting. And we'll come up with a nickname. Doug, you awake?
Yes.
Okay, just checking.
I'm looking up Colonial Smokehouse. I don't know if you can see it or not.
I see a glazy.
But they have no windows.
Yeah, I said they had no windows, but anyway. All right, listen, Frank, Turina, I appreciate you coming on tonight. Any last things you'd like to say to Frank and Turina, Doug?
No, it's good to see you guys, and I hope, despite the fact that Turina has her own metal detector, that we might get another call when they get on another Colonial house.
Yeah,
of course.
We'll continue to try and look at these properties through your eyes, and I think we're dialed in on what we need to find as far as undisturbed land. So we'll call you on the next one.
Absolutely. Well, we'll definitely reach out to you. Turina is fun to be around. She's a go-getter, and she's animated. I like people that are animated, make it fun. Unlike Doug, where I got to keep asking if he's awake. All right. Well, Frank and Turina, thank you for joining us on the show. Good luck in your own yard practicing with that double score, and I look forward to hunting with you both again in the future.
Will do. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, guys. Have a good night.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye-bye.
Let me move Charlie over. Doug, what do you think about that? Frank and Turina, well, some of my favorite homeowners that we've ever met. And they were even invited to Doug's barbecue, which we invite our nicest, most fun-loving property owners to our yearly barbecue at Doug's house. They made the short list, and my wife really enjoyed meeting both of them. Great people. I look forward to hanging out with them again.
Yeah. Now, Jason, I wasn't with you at this hunt here.
No.
I was with her, but when we were at their house, she was with us all day.
Oh, yeah. She hung all day long.
Incredible.
I mean, she was a trooper all day, doesn't complain, always smiles, always in a good mood. And that's what I like, Charlie. Good day, bad day, heat, cold. Who wants to be around a complainer? Have a good attitude and complain when you get home. And that's how she was. Good attitude, friendly, animated. That's what I like. And
Yeah.
I enjoyed her company, her and Frank, really good people.
When
Yeah,
we
it
did their
seems-
house, they brought cookies out for us. They brought water. We were able to sit down there and rest. It was a hot day when we did their property.
hot that
I was
day.
with you guys.
Well, the one day, Charlie, I don't know if you were there or not, but oh, Doug, I just got a text from Green Mountain Brad. I guess he's watching the show. I don't know if he's in the chat or not.
Hey, Brad.
Brad Martin. He said he gave me a clue to another site that you can make unlimited AI images for free. So that's a good tip, because I pay off the arm and a leg, and if the picture's no good, I just don't use it. I'm just wasting money. So thanks, Brad.
I watched a couple of Brad's videos today.
Yeah, well, Brad's been using AI, I'm assuming, for his thumbnails for quite a while. And, it's tricky. You have to really prompt them very specifically, and then you have to color grade them to make it look good. It's a great, great tool, but it's still in its infancy. A lot of the pictures I would have the AI generated. I should have saved them. And the guy would have like an extra arm coming out of his head, or he'd have 3 legs, or like the meat was hanging from the ceiling, and like the meat was just weird things. Like it doesn't get it perfect. But I mean, I can't draw things. So for me to type in what I need and for it to create an image out of nothingness, I used when we did Angela's house for like the troops going up the street and setting the barns on fire and all that. Like, you think I really went back in time and followed troops around? No. AI, and it was awesome. So thanks, Brad. And talking about Brad, I might reach out to him, have Brad on too. I haven't talked to him in a while. Maybe we'll do him in a couple of weeks and bring him on from their show. But thank you for the tip. What was I saying before I got sidetracked, Rich?
I don't know. You sidetracked me with you.
I know I did. What were we talking about, Doug?
Well, we were talking about
Charlie, I remember. The one time we went to Frank and Turina's, I don't know if you were there, Charlie, but they invited us in for dinner. I think it was just me and Rich. Turina made something. Oh, yeah. And, it's always one of those gray areas, Charlie. When we meet somebody, and it happens every week. We meet a homeowner. I really enjoy them. But then when they invite us in for food, I'm always like, do you think they might try to kill us? Because I don't know. So I'm always like a little bit leery, but I don't want to seem rude.
You watch too much television.
I always try to watch to see if they take a bite first. Because I don't know.
If they do, you want to eat off of their plate.
I don't care about the plate. I'm just like, could they poison us and like lock me in the basement and sell my body parts? Maybe. But no, they obviously we lived. The food was delicious. I've gotten better with it. But earlier, like years ago, I was very leery about accepting food from strangers. Remember, Doug, I told you a story. We were at an event, Doug and I, and a guy walks up to me in the field. I have no idea who he is. And he goes, "Hey, man, I make beef jerky. Try some." And I'm like, oh, God. I don't know this person. He's handing me meat in the middle of a field. It's hot. Like, where'd this meat come from? But I'm like, all right, give me the meat.
See, I'd be screwed. If anybody anywhere hands me beef jerky, I'm going to eat it.
Well, I did eat it. And, luckily, not only was it the best beef jerky I ever had, but now I know the guy. He's given me more over the years. He's got a website. But I mean, in the moment when you don't know someone, I think it's from like being a kid when like you'd hear like, don't take food from strangers. Like, even though I'm now, an adult man, I still think like, is that wrapped? Can I see the ingredient list? But anyway.
The guy gave you pasta jerky, right?
No, I don't know what it was, but it's so good. I don't even care where it comes from. It could be Doug jerky. It could have come from Doug, and I'm still eating it. It's so good.
Jason, are you still on a jerky kick?
Oh, I love jerky. Yeah, absolutely love it. And Doug is now on a jerky kick too, aren't you, Doug?
Yeah, I'm trying to really seriously lose weight, and anything that'll help in that department.
Yeah, jerky is low fat. It's low sugar. It's all good protein. Is there a lot of salt in it?
Yeah. A lot of salt, but I don't have an issue with salt.
Yeah, I mean, but jerky is and I love it. The problem with jerky is expensive, though, Rich. I mean, to buy like a lot of jerky, you're talking a boatload of money.
Because you dry 100 pounds of meat, and it's 5 pounds when you're done.
Well, Charlie makes his own jerky from the deer, but he doesn't hunt as much like he used to.
Make my own jerky.
Yeah, so we got to try to light a fire under Charlie's butt to go kill some animals so we can eat their dried up salted meat.
Yeah, the great white hunter.
I don't have the nerve to go kill the animal myself, Doug. I can't do it.
Yeah.
But I'll eat the animal if Charlie does it.
A lot of people actually give me the meat. They don't want the meat sometimes, but I'll take it and I'll make jerky out of it.
Oh, look, Shannon Bortner in the chat said get a dehydrator. I did get a food dehydrator. My wife bought me one for Christmas. I've been using it for fruit to make fruit leather so far. I don't come across a lot of raw meats, but maybe I should. I would love to. I'm a huge jerky fan.
Hey, Charlie.
Yes.
When people give you different cuts of meat, can you still see the bumper mark on it?
What does that mean? I don't understand the joke.
The chrome
Roadkill.
pieces of chrome.
Oh, we hit it with the car. Oh,
Roadkill.
No,
Wake up.
Are
you awake?
I do not take meat.
Hello?
From anyone that was killed by a car.
I need a decoder ring to understand Doug's jokes.
A lot of people in Bucks County do. They take the deer that were hit. You see them, they mark them.
Yeah, you got to call the police when you hit a deer with your car, don't you, in order to take the deer?
I did.
Supposed to.
Yeah.
I did a lot of butchering over the years. We, family farm, we always did our own meat. And I just don't like what I see when I get a roadkill deer and open it up. It's not a pretty sight. So I stay away from that. I don't think
you pretty much have to see it happen.
Yeah.
What if you hit the deer? Would then you eat him?
It depends where the deer gets hit. If it's broadside, forget it.
Oh.
It's an ugly piece of meat. It really is.
That's instant tenderization.
You know, it's funny. In high school, Doug's nickname was "Ugly Piece of Meat."
Oh God.
I thought it was instant tenderization.
Was that before, during, or after your shower?
Doug's had the worst nicknames in high school.
They're getting worse.
Thanks
all the
to
time.
you.
All right. Let's get back to the time, Doug. All right, we go an hour. I got the other video, Doug. Let me bring this in. Hold on. Let me cue it up. It'll take a second for me to bring it up. I'll give a shout out too, Doug, while I'm getting it ready. I did see the Key Date Kid in the chat, who of course is the owner of Excalibur Shovels, which I can never seem to say, but he is. And now not only do I use the Excalibur and Dog Tag Doug uses it, but I just got a package in the mail this week. Charlie and Rich's Excalibur shovel is in there. So now the entire crew that digs, because Lynn doesn't dig, is Excalibur shovel users exclusively.
So excited.
So yeah, I mean, they are built well. They are incredible. So big shout out to him. You'll be seeing him in every video from every guy from now until the end of time. And if Rich can't break that shovel, nobody can.
Yeah.
We'll see. If it makes it past the year with me, then it's the shovel everybody should buy.
Yeah, a shovel has been the longest lasting that Rich ever used. I don't know how he manages to break these solid steel shovels, but
I'm anxious to transport it, through, on an airplane, and stuff like that.
I haven't even opened the box yet. I was going to try to wait. Now this weekend, I haven't even given them to the guys. It just came this week. I'm going to bring Rich's Saturday. Now, Charlie can't join us this week. He's going to be away. So Charlie will get his next Saturday, and I'll do a whole filming of it, and we will reveal the shovel. I haven't even put out the video where we revealed Doug's shovel yet. That'll probably be another week or so.
Should I, Jason, should I remind you to bring that on Saturday, or is it in the car already?
It's not in the car, but yeah, remind me anyway, because I put it off to the side because my kid's been borrowing my car and I didn't want him to, it gets stolen or anything. Oh, Adventure Archaeology Brandon in the chat. There we go. I haven't seen him in a while.
Hey.
Where?
How are you, Brandon? He digs 15-foot holes with 15-foot holes.
I was watching him the other day.
Well, he's a bottle digger. He might dig down 15 feet. Doug hasn't dug 15 feet cumulatively in all the years we've been detecting, 15 feet. Yeah, the animal digs, different colors. Yeah, all different colors, all different lengths. You customize it. You want a wide shovel blade. You want a thin one. You want a long shovel blade, a D handle, T handle. Not only pick the color, but you can combine two colors and it makes this awesome fade effect. I did a whole thing on 2 weeks ago's live stream with Aqua Chigger showing the color selection. I don't have it queued up again today, but really, really good stuff. Make sure you check Excalibur shovels out. There'll be a link in the show description. There might even be a link in there now because I added him to my, Doug, when you're a professional YouTuber like I am,
Yeah.
You have like a default description that comes up every video. And I added his link to my default so that even if I forgot to put it in, it's already there. So that's what professionals do, Doug,
Is that right?
Yeah. So yeah, there we go. Doug, did you go to the bathroom and come back? Oh, he's wearing the hat. Doug's got the Excalibur shovel hat.
Man of many hats.
Yeah. Now I wear my Excalibur shovel. I've gone fishing with my son like 5 or 6 times in the last couple of weeks. I wear the Excalibur shovel fishing because it's brought me good luck. But I can't wear it for my detecting yet because this is my shtick. I got to have my shtick.
Yeah.
But I do wear it fishing. It does bring me good luck.
Why do you? No, it's a hat. Rich,
Thank you, Lori.
Rich wanted to know why you take your shovel fishing, but it was that he didn't hear
The hat. Yeah, the hat. Yeah. Now, I don't know. He may have included a hat for you guys in the box. I didn't open it yet. I don't know. If you didn't, don't be disappointed. Anyway, let me bring up number 2 here, Doug. Video number 2. Can you see it? Yeah, you can see it. Now, number 2, this was last week's video. We started at one house, couldn't find a gosh darn thing. It was a house we were all excited about all week. Turned out to be a dud.
I was disappointed with that one. I worked hard.
Too.
I worked hard to get that permission.
Only.
Worked hard to get the permission. It was a dud.
It was a dud, and it happens sometimes. So we said, the heck with it. Let's go to another farm that we'll try. We thought it might be okay. But on the way to that farm, we drove by this house, and Charlie saw the guy outside. So we all pull over, like the whole cavalcade of cars pulls off to the side. Charlie ran out, talked to the property owner. We got this house last minute that day, which is not the way we normally go about getting our spots, but we were in a pickle. Turns out the guy was very friendly, great guy, let us all come on. There was about 5 of us. His whole family joined us, the 2 grandkids. So that was the house we got on, and it turned out really well, especially for Rich. Let's see what we got here. So this was the front of the house. Again, last second. First find of the day was from Joe, our moderator, Hollywood Joe, who's not in today. Doug, you look like an angel with no hat and that light bursting out of your head. Yeah, you look like a cherub.
Yeah. That's great.
Anyway, Hollywood Joe, first find of the day. And turned out there it was. Now you can see on the left side, Doug, that tiny little girl's foot. They had 2 little girls that were probably both under 10 years old or so. They followed us around all day. I let them use the pinpointers. I didn't put them in the video a lot because YouTube is really weird when it comes to kids. You can't show kids' faces and stuff like that. So whenever kids join us, I show their feet, I show their shadow silhouette, but I don't put them in the video, not because I'm trying to be a jerk, but because YouTube, we live in a dangerous world, Doug. So I do have a picture of me with the girls at the end of tonight's live stream, but the girls' faces I tried not to put in the video because YouTube gives you a hard time about that. They also give you a hard time about when you get older, so I try not to put Doug's face in too many videos either. People also unsubscribe if there's too much Doug face. So first find of the day. So there's one of the property owner, John, with his 2 granddaughters, and Charlie in the side yard. Charlie had a pretty good day there, too, with a couple of interesting finds. And this one was, the old knee buckle, Charlie.
Yeah.
One of the nicer knee buckles. Now, these knee buckles are colonial, would kind of hold up your socks from the bottom of your knickers or something. They go right on the outside of your knee. When we find them, we know we're at a really old spot, if the house standing there didn't tell us that already. But it was a really good start. And the oldest stuff was all in that backyard, as you'll see as we go. But when you found this, some of us were in the front yard, and the front yard was mostly all toy cars and stuff, which were still cool, but 200 years newer than the stuff you were finding in the back. Let's see here. So Rich in the front, before we knew, the old stuff was in the back. Rich is in the front here. And you can see down the road there too, some of the old farms. You can see an old stone house above Rich's head, an old barn.
I look like a deer about to run into the street.
You do. But I'm saying, like, this whole area was great, big properties. And if you can see the stone house up here to the left, we did that about 5 years ago, Charlie, me and you.
Yes, and that was a great place. That's where Doug found his croto bell.
Doug got his first croto bell there.
Croto bell, yeah.
And then we also did this place, which you can't see on the right. That's the day when Lynn, you were there. We were finding coppers in the behind it in the field, but it was so cold. It was one of the only times I can ever remember where we threw in the towel and quit.
Yep.
Because we were freezing. We couldn't feel our fingers.
That was a record.
That was, and Jessica was with us that day.
Yeah, Jessica was with us. It was unbearable. It was just crazy.
Yeah, we threw in the towel. So anyway, so we were in that area, but we've never been on this house before. This was Rich's find. Nice old car, which is just amazing. Well, I don't want to show you the book yet. And you can see the little girl there was also very helpful. This is Rich's first one. Old Tootsie toy, probably from the 40s or 50s. I don't know yet, but I did just buy this book, Doug, I was showing you beforehand.
Yes.
I didn't know it existed. It's like a book that goes over all the Tootsie toys. I'm such a big fan of the Tootsie toys.
Who's who of Tootsie toys?
Yeah. So now I'll be able to know for sure of exact dates and model numbers, but that was a great old Tootsie toy. And I got this comment from Dan Phelps that said Rich Van Winkle should video one day and you guys can dig. What's funny is just this past weekend, we started that. I gave Rich a head-mounted GoPro and I said, Rich, every single hole, I need you to tell the GoPro to start recording. Voice activated. Tell it to start recording. Tell it to stop. You just do the initial thought you found a signal, the dig. If it's something good, I'll come over and do the nice close-up macro. So all day, Rich wore it. The only time he didn't use it was the best thing he found the whole day.
Yeah. I kept digging trash after trash after trash, and I was filming it. I stopped filming, and I started finding better things.
Yeah. He calls me over. He says, check out this. I don't want to say what it is, but he calls me over and says, check this out. I'm like, oh, this is great. Did you have the GoPro running? Oh, no, I didn't. So we're working on it. But I'm excited because, obviously Rich digs the most holes. Doug and I, we schmooze a lot. We're talking to the property owners more. We're doing the B-roll and the talking and the tours. Rich is digging the whole day. So he finds the most. He digs the most. So I'd love to capture more of that. So we're working on it. But thank you for the comment, Dan.
I like the way he spelled Winkle with a Q.
Oh, yeah. Well, maybe he doesn't have a spell. Or is that a Q? Like, is that an homage to the quarter hoarder? He puts a Q in there.
Oh, it must
Well,
be.
that's why we should start spelling it that way.
All right, I'm going to start spelling Winkle with a Q. I like it. And Doug, you can start spelling Tinkle with a Q. So if we're at a spot and you have to
Don't say Tinkle to an old man.
T-I-N-Q. Let me bring it back up again. Okay. Oops. Let me bring it up and keep it up. There we go. All right. So Rich got the first old Tootsie toy of the day. Doug got this one, which I thought was awesome. Now, it was awesome because not only is it an old toy, Charlie, this was a red line. The Hot Wheels red lines, the rarest, earliest Hot Wheels cars that there are.
So cool.
And, well, let me show you. Hold on. I'll show you the next pictures first. There we are cleaning it up. And there was a nice comment from Digging History on Cape Cod. Said, you guys do it right, getting the property owners involved when you can and taking the time to give tips and pointers. Dude, Doug, how often do we get property owners to join us? Almost every time, or as often as we can.
Right.
We try to share the experience. I really enjoy meeting new people. We've stayed friends with many of them over the years, like Frank and Turina.
Right.
That's a highlight for me to be able to get them out and enjoy the day with them.
They don't just become they become friends, and
Yeah,
not just
absolutely.
people that let us dig in their yard. So
Yeah. So, but anyway, the next one is your cleaned up. There's your
Yeah.
cleaned up Tootsie. I'm sorry, Red Line.
red line.
And
Now,
really,
Jay, I have a question.
yeah,
How old is that red line? Those tires, that red line?
it's not super old. It's from like 1968 or 69.
Because when I filled tires at Firestone, I did the grinding of the tire to bring out the sidewall of the line, the white, and we did red.
Really, you did red. I wonder if they got it from actual
It
tires.
could be, yeah.
What makes them so rare, though, Charlie, is, before this, you had Tootsies, you had Lesnies, Matchbox around, but Hot Wheels was the new toy company to the market, and their very first year, their cars had these red lines in the tires.
Right.
After the first year, they were removed and never again.
In 1966, I was building tires at Firestone, and the tire was called a wide oval. They had the wider tires, and they had the red line or a white line, whatever you want. It was a thin line. And that was 1966 is when I started working at Firestone.
I was in Conshohocken, right, Charlie?
What's that?
Conshohocken, right?
No, it was a Firestone in Pottstown. Conshohocken.
Oh, Pottstown, okay.
Was Lee Tires in Conshohocken, which I also worked there. I also worked in Conshohocken too.
Well, maybe they did get it, Charlie, from
Could be.
Yeah, I didn't really think about it.
That was the nicest red line I've ever dug.
What's that, Doug?
I said that was the nicest red line I've ever dug.
Yeah, and you know what's cool about it too, Doug, is that the property owner, the guy. Let me go back a little bit. Hold on,
John.
Go back. If you could see him up there, John, the property owner. I didn't bring him in. Hold on.
No.
There he is. John, the property owner. At the end of the day, when we were cleaning up, I think Charlie and Rich had already left. It was just me and you, Doug.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. The guy, John, actually races dragsters all over the country. He had big tractor trailers on his property that had drag cars in them. So he brought us into these trailers, and he was showing us these $50,000, $60,000 dragsters. And in the trailers, which was cool, is these trailers, you would drive one dragster in, then it would hydraulically lift it up in the trailer so a second one could drive in underneath of it. So you can pull two. And he must have had about 5 or 6 of those trailers, all sorts of dragsters.
They were worth more than 50 or 60,000.
Yeah, the trailers are expensive.
Yeah.
So the guy's doing well, as a drag racer, or whatever. But for you to find this old Tootsie drag car, I think is really awesome.
That's pretty funny.
Jason, he just texted me about a week ago. He bought a Colonial Farm not too far away from here.
Yeah, you texted me the picture.
Awesome.
So once he makes settlement, we're gonna try to check that out.
So we got another permission from him.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Real good guy.
You said he might even buy one of your family's farms.
Yes, when they come up for sale. Yes.
All right. Well, it's nice to know people. So that's for sure. So, but awesome dragster, and it turns out that that's his livelihood. Doug, he's a drag racer.
Yep.
An awesome red line. Congratulations to you, Dougie.
Yes.
This was also Doug's. Just a quick photo there. You have a nice little coin spill. Doesn't look like it, but the one on the left is actually a silver mercury dime. It was just so dirty. I think it was fire damage. We were near the burn pit.
Yeah.
So I think that was just burned up. It didn't even clean up all that well when we tried to spray it and whatnot.
Is that a war nickel or a regular nickel?
No, it's 1 year after. It's a 1946 war nickel. So he just missed the silver nickel too. But yeah, they were both in the burn pit, probably lost around the same time, late 1940s, 1950s or so. Let's see what else. We still got some good ones. Doug also had this. I forget if this was a Tootsie or a Midge. Another old car. It was kind of near the front. And that was what it looked like after like a nice brush down. Is that green, Rich?
It's
red.
Patina's green, but the paint was red.
All right. Yeah, I forget if it was a Tootsie or a Midge, but it was another old car, probably 1950s or so. Still interesting and cool. I got a few more here. Now, Rich, after seeing Charlie's, Charlie had an old flat button and the old knee buckle. So then Rich went to the back part, the oldest part, while Doug was digging 1950s Tootsies. And Rich, of course, got the first of his 3 coppers from this house.
Well, it took a while.
Yeah, it took a long time, but we finally got on it.
And it was so hot.
It was dreadful hot. And where you found the last one, which I saved for last because it was the last thing of the day, which was the best coin probably all year that we found, was in the side field that had no shade, no trees. So all day we all avoided that spot because you would just be baking like a lobster out there. So we were waiting for the sun to kind of start to go down before we even made it to that spot. But this is the first of the coppers, Doug.
Yep.
Is that the one where we did the dig off?
No, that was the good one at the end.
That was that one?
Yeah, it was that one. Yeah. I'll talk about it when we get there, but not much of a dig off. But
well, I was gonna say
you won that dig.
You're such a good sport when that happens, but I still feel bad. Like for whatever reason, I feel bad. I know Rich, I shouldn't because it's.
I could care less. Rich, I have this weird thing, Rich, and I don't know what it is, but I don't have a jealous bone in my body when it comes to metal detecting. And whether you find it or Doug found it or Charlie or Matt or whoever's with us, I like to think we found it. And I still feel like I found it, even if I don't bring it home or whatever. It doesn't matter to me who brings it home. So I never care if I lose a dig off. I'm just excited that the other guy found something cool if they beat me out. It's just a fun little competition that kind of breaks up the monotony of the day because we dig 500 holes in a day. But I'm rooting for you or Doug or Charlie just as much as I'm rooting for me because I don't care who brings it home. Now, this one right here was Doug's, and that's a beautiful first full thin year Indian, 1865. And that had beautiful detail, Doug. I don't know if you can see it in the little picture there. Full Liberty on the headband,
right?
Which is very rare to get that kind of detail out of the ground, especially when you saw how beat up the Mercury dime was 2 pictures back that was 100 years newer.
You know what's strange that I'm beginning to notice now every time? I've dug several 1865 Indians. Every single one is in the best shape. Beautiful shape.
Now you just jinxed yourself. You just jinxed yourself.
Well, no, I don't know. Even Doug knows what I'm talking about. I don't know what it is.
I found six of 1865, and every one of them very clean.
The first one I found was here at my parents' house, and it looked so good. I thought it was going to be like a 1907 or something, but it was 1865.
Are nice.
I never paid attention. I have all my Indians separated downstairs. I'll have to go through and look and see if mine.
They're nice.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything different made about them from the 65 to the 66, 67. Maybe it's just good luck we have.
And one of them I found, we were doing a farm not far from where Rich is moving, and on one of Kyle's permissions, and it was a surface find. 1865 Indian head penny and in beautiful shape.
Wow.
Couldn't believe it.
Well, I'll have to look at my collection now. I'm not sure. I do know that when we did the Pineville house a few months ago, you found an 1865 there, and I do remember that was in good shape.
Very nice shape.
We might just be lucky. I don't think there's any special way that they're made. It's not like they're thicker or they were stamped heavier. I just think it's luck.
Yeah.
But that was nice from Doug. This one was Rich's jewelry piece here. Not that it was amazing, but it was in an area that I'd gone over.
And I like
the comment from Turd Ferguson, who I put up there, that Rich inspired him to dig those midtones.
You really gotta dig the midtones.
If you don't dig midtones, you're gonna. Do
you want to miss out on a lot of good relics?
Yeah, some of the best relics, including all your gold, is going to fall in that midtone.
Yeah.
The Cobbs.
Yeah, the Cobbs.
The Cobbs.
All the
are
Cobbs are
midtones.
midtones. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
So yeah, those midtones. Are you going to dig a lot of trash along the way? You bet your butt you are. But I mean, look, that's what the hobby is. You know, the hobby is 90% trash, but that 10% one good find seems to make up the whole day for all the garbage. Like you forget.
Yeah.
So that's the mindset. Now I only really showed the jewelry thing because after the jewelry, Doug had said, he said in the video that Patrick Swayze's father, because I found a Timex watch, which I didn't put in the little thing, but he said Patrick Swayze's father was John something Swayze.
John Cameron Swayze.
Yeah, that did all the Timex commercials. Now, it turned out Doug was a little off. It wasn't his dad. It was actually his sixth cousin once removed. I don't even know what the hell that means.
It was easier to say it was his dad.
Yeah, I don't even know what a sixth cousin once removed is.
Who
But
knows?
Doug, as a special bonus, I found this old Timex commercial with this Swayze guy. I thought it was really fun, so I'm going to play it. It's about a minute long.
Okay.
It came out in 1958. It's not the best quality. In fact, Doug still had that same TV last year. But I'm going to play it full screen here, Doug, so you guys can all watch
Okay.
the commercial. Let me bring it up. I
That's
hope.
Charlie.
Oh, Charlie was from 1958. Hold on. Let me bring it up full screen here. Let me do this. Hold on. I screwed it all up.
No.
What the heck, Charlie?
Oh,
I want this. Oh, wait, here it is. All right, you ready, Doug?
I'm ready.
It's 1 minute, and I hope the audio is not terrible. If you can't hear it, let me know, and I'm going to stop it.
Now, this is a powerful outboard motor that our engineers have especially set up in our studio in order to make possible this live demonstration. We've attached my Timex directly to the propeller blade, as you see here. Now we'll submerge it in the tank. And all right, let's go.
This commercial was filmed live back then, Doug. It wasn't edited. It was filmed live.
I remember this commercial.
Right.
Yeah.
I'll ask Doug and Charlie.
Yeah.
Now, just imagine. The Timex watch on that propeller, let's lift her out, has been flashed through the water on that blade to the tune of 4,500 revolutions per minute. What a test for a waterproof, shock-resistant watch.
Uh-oh.
With such a test that it threw the watch off in the tank, and I'm...
Doug, the freaking watch fell off. He's live on television.
Yep.
The watch fell off of the stupid propeller. Look at his face here, Doug. Watch. It's so funny.
Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen, because we had it all arranged. So
Look at him shooting his eye. Like, what the hell, guys?
Still working, as it did perfectly during numerous rehearsals here tonight, I assure you.
He's
I know
back
because
talking.
I have stood in water at least 6 times this evening, and the watch has functioned perfectly each time. And it's something that only Timex, with that exclusive V-conic movement, could do. Could take such a licking and keep on ticking like no other watch built. Remember, you're sure it's a Timex waterproof. It's running right in that water, because it says waterproof on both the dial and over on the back of the case. And don't forget, Timex is scientifically sealed against dust and dirt, too. And remember, too, next time we'll fasten it more securely, and I'll show it to you right on the
Sure
blade.
you will.
It's one more reason why more people buy Timex than any other watch in the world.
Live.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
All
right.
right, Doug.
Now, does Doug and Charlie remember seeing that commercial?
The commercial was from 1958. Do you remember it, Doug?
Absolutely. Charlie,
Now-
you have to remember that.
That was live. So you may have saw it like on after the fact, but if you saw it live, I guess
I remember
commercials
it.
were done live back then.
I
I just
remember.
remember the Beatles on the Ed Sullivan Show.
That guy also invented the catchphrase, Doug. Timex takes a licking, keeps
And
on
keeps
ticking.
on ticking.
Yeah. So I thought that was cool. I found that old commercial, and I thought I would waste a minute and a half of everyone's time showing the old Patrick Swayze's 6 grandfather's stepbrother's cousin.
Do you know what show that was on? If it was live? What?
Well, it was a live commercial, so they probably cut away from a show,
Yeah.
did that live commercial where, the freaking watch fell off. You could tell he was disgusted. He's shooting looks over at the wreck. It reminds me of me when I'm doing a live stream with Doug. And I'm like, Doug, are you awake? Doug, say something.
But you cut it out.
Well, I'm saying live. When you're live, you're live.
I'll
can
tell
you
you what
play
I
that
focus
again?
on. I focus on the price.
Did you notice how much it cost?
$9.95.
$9.95, yeah.
It's probably like a $2,100 watch now.
Well, from the 50s, I would think so. It's like Charlie's Hubley gun. You have the original box from that. You're sitting pretty.
Somebody said, by the way, somebody in the chat, Charlie, said your gun is selling for $125 on eBay.
Oh, wow.
But did they have the box?
Without the box,
yeah,
it was
wow.
like $50.
I mean, Charlie's box is mint condition. I bet his is probably worth even more than those.
Yeah.
So, all right. Anyway, I got a few more pictures, Rich. Let me bring up the last of them here. I just thought that little Timex commercial was cute for Doug. A little walk down memory lane.
Now, I love this. I wish I could have kept a few things from here.
Well, you can't keep it all, Rich. Now, Rich found this. This was the second large scent of the day, and it looked really weird. The tone was a mid-tone, not a high tone, and you could see the weird flecking on the edges. So we weren't expecting it to be a copper. Turns out it is a counterfeit pewter matron head large scent. I got another picture of the side of it, Doug. You can see the pewter there of it chipping away.
Yeah.
Now, what's crazy is, for many years in the early Americas, if you got caught counterfeiting coins, the penalty was death. So for you to risk being sentenced to death to counterfeit a penny, man, you've got brass cojones, Doug. It's not like it was a gold coin where you're at least making out. You're counterfeiting a penny. I just thought was crazy. Like, we found counterfeits from the 1700s, which it was worth more. But by the mid 1800s, man, that's just insane that you would risk that.
Well, somebody in the comments, and I can't remember who, but they said we ought to look at that carefully and research it, because it could be what the mint used to create.
Right there. There's the comment.
It could have been the die.
Yeah, a pattern coin. And
that was the comment from Bill.
If that's the case, it's probably worth more than that double struck.
Well, I don't know how. I have no experience with that, so I couldn't.
No idea.
I couldn't say either way, but no.
We could check with the Philadelphia Mint. They might have the history of that.
Yeah,
but it almost makes sense, because what you were just saying, that why would you risk that for a penny back then?
Yeah.
Well, maybe it wasn't counterfeit. Maybe the mint did it.
Doug, I see a comment from Hoarder Horde that says Google said that Timex commercial was ran on the Steve Allen show in 1954.
Wow.
I thought when I Googled it said 58, so even older.
I used to watch that every day, Steve Allen.
Well, you were only 4 years old when it came out. I'd be surprised if you remember.
I was old enough to watch TV.
Yeah.
Well, there was only 3 channels, so he'll probably remember it.
Yep.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't remember a whole lot from when I was 4 years old. But Doug does have an incredible elephant-like memory. Doug is weird like that. He remembers directions to every
living
house.
in the past.
Yeah, I don't know how you have that memory. You do. It is almost. You're like Rain Man, Doug. You're like Rain Man, but without the good part.
Last night.
Right after this show, I'm going down to Atlantic City and count some cards.
Okay, good.
Jay, do you see the Donna Diggs jersey comment in the chat?
Oh no.
I'm wondering.
I saw it just went by. It said somebody was.
No, it says Jason. Remember the Reynolds Tavern with old Doug Martin counterfeiting there, and the guy was hung in Morristown?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I know counterfeiting was penalized by death in early America. I don't know how long it went on till where that was the penalty, but I would think the year of that coin, it was probably still around. I mean, this is still early pre-Civil War. We didn't mess around back then. Counterfeiting was a big deal.
That's what they should do now.
Well, I don't know how many people still counterfeit. Well, no one's counterfeiting pennies anymore, but
No, but for
$20
counterfeiting
bills,
anything.
$100 bills.
Yeah.
yeah.
It would be smart.
They do bills.
Counterfeit like 1 billion pennies.
You know how we should kill them too, Rich? We paper cut them to death with the counterfeit bills. Oh, Doug, that would be painful, Doug.
And then pour lemon juice in them.
And then pour lemon juice on them, Doug.
Fire ants.
Well, we're a bunch of sickos. Yes. And then once you're gone, Charlie can make jerky from the meat and not tell me what it is.
Awesome.
Anyway, hold on. I think I have one more picture of the counterfeit and then the crescendo of the day. I got to go back up and hit play.
Just so it's on
Lynn for president.
Just so it's on record in the world here. When I die, I want to be made into beef jerky.
All right, Charlie. If Rich happens to go before me, I will try some Rich jerky.
Okay, I'll improve on my smokehouse. I'll make sure there's no windows in my smokehouse.
Doug has a new smoker. He could do it in his smoker.
Yeah. Hey, Rich, I want to be turned into Soylent Green.
Ah.
What is that?
It's from a movie.
Hold on. Let me get out my Doug decoder. Hold on.
Yeah. Dad would know, but I can't remember.
I have no idea what that means.
How was that movie? What remember
I
the
don't
name?
remember. Dave would know, but he's not here.
I don't know. Never
I'll
heard
find
that.
out.
All right. Yeah. Please let everyone know, Doug, so we can all participate in your jokes. Our last one of the day. Now, this was that field that I said you can see there's no trees, no shade. It was 99 degrees that day, or it felt like it. Super high humidity. The sun finally started to go down, so we went to this field, and this was the find that Rich just knocked it out of the park. Let me fix my thing, too. My whole chat wheel stopped. Okay. All right, here we go, Rich.
Where are we going?
I'm just going to show you the next picture.
Oh.
All right, so this is the thing that Rich found, and he called me over while it was still dirty, still in the hole. I don't even think he touched it. So I may have picked it up before him, and I instantly felt a bump out on it, Doug. You can even see it in this dirty coin picture on around 11 o'clock. And I first just thought, oh, well, maybe it got hit with a hammer or squished or whatever, which we don't find a lot of them, but it's possible.
Yeah, I saw the bump out, and it just didn't register.
Yeah, it could have been anything.
Yeah.
And then, I didn't put the whole clip in here, but as I was wiping it, I noticed it, and man, it came over me like a wave, and I immediately covered it up because I wanted to say what it was when everyone was around to,
It was one of my favorite moments because watching you get so excited.
Well, it was crazy. I'd never seen one. Well, I don't want to say I've never seen one. I found one like this last year, but it wasn't a U.S. coin. But we'll talk about that after I reveal it here.
And it wasn't the edge. Yours was a double struck.
Yeah.
But this was struck on the side. Yeah.
So let me bring up the next pictures. All right, so there it is. So what Rich had was a classic head large cent that was stamped in the die. Then the machine should have ejected it, but it probably partially ejected, fell back down. It went to stamp the next coin, but it only hit the side of this coin and then ejected it out. So it was stamped twice, but off center. And you can see the dentals curved on that whole top left edge, which I called the top left corner in the video and got persecuted for saying a circle head corner, whatever. But, and you can even see a little bit of the detail, not much. I mean, it only struck that second one. And then not only is that amazing in its own right, but instantly the mint would pull that coin. It should have never gone out into circulation, but it not only made it out in the circulation, traveled for who knows how long, but then was lost in this guy's field for 200 some years. And then Rich pulls it out. Once in a lifetime find. I've seen pennies, like modern Lincoln pennies, that are struck twice, and they'll go up for sale now. The mint workers will steal it because it's so valuable, because they're not meant to be seen. They're not meant to be shared. So this coin, I said was probably worth $1,000. It might be worth several $1,000s. I don't know.
How do you get a job in a mint? Just start doing that on purpose. And then,
well, I mean, I would imagine that the mint, if you tried to leave, you're probably strip searched every night. There's probably 1,000 cameras watching
probably
you.
metal detectors. And
oh yeah, like it's not an easy thing to do. But like I said, for that
I
coin,
would swallow it.
That's just absolutely incredible. One of the best error coins and most valuable coins we've probably found in quite a while. I don't know what it's worth. It's dirty, it's worn, it's used, it was dug. But there's a comma in that price tag, which I think is pretty amazing.
Now, Jay, I just thought of a question. What do you know, or I guess it could go for any of you guys, what is the most expensive object or coin that you have found?
Well,
that you want to share.
I can't share mine.
I know that. That's why.
Doug, I don't know if you know or care to share yours.
Who, me?
Yeah, you're Doug.
I know what yours is, and I'm still skeptical, but
I'm not.
I don't really have any real valuable coins. I had a 1793 left-facing half cent.
Yeah.
Which
that's
which
awesome
disappeared. But that was probably the most valuable coin I ever found. But this brings up another point, and we talked about it earlier this week, Jay. Some people have the misconception that.
No, hang on your thought. I have one last picture, and then I'll get rid of the picture show, and we can talk about it.
Okay.
I just had a picture of me and the little girls because the mom took that picture. So the girls didn't make the video, their faces necessarily. And I don't remember their names because we were there, 2 months ago. But shout out to them. They were walking around all day. They were excitable. They used the pinpointers. So, two little cutie pies. Thank you very much. And maybe one day we inspired them. They'll have their own metal detecting YouTube channel.
Right.
But all right, so let me close them out. And now go ahead. Now the picture show's done. I won't interrupt you.
Okay, a lot of people, or some people, may be under the misconception that we get rich with all the finds that we pull out of people's yards and fields. And in most cases, we give those to the property owners.
Yep,
we don't get rich.
I don't have that coin.
And exactly. And just so everyone knows, every now and then we get to keep something, but it's not all the time. We share it with the homeowner. They get right of first refusal. If they don't want it, we're happy to take it home, put it in our collection, or give it to a historic association, depending on the importance of that piece. But we're not. Look at my house. I'm just living a normal existence. I'm not rich. And
isn't that your shed?
No. No. We enjoy what we do. We enjoy finding it, and we enjoy sharing it with others, including the homeowners.
Yeah, I mean, even if we did get to keep everything we found, Doug, this is not. It's not a hobby of money necessarily.
Right.
The richness is honestly from
the excitement of finding it.
Yeah. I've never, not only have I never sold anything I've ever found, I've never even cashed in any of the clad I've ever found. I like looking at it. It brings me joy. Usually at the farm fields, we might have more leniency because they're leased. They don't really care. The homeowners, they get the majority of it every week. They might let us have a piece or two. They might not care. If we find something really interesting, like Rich's token, you work something out, they're still going to get 99% of it. It's usually only something that maybe we've never found before that I would even care about.
Right.
there's probably not a coin I could find that I would care to give up.
Now that coin excited me. It's a silver 8 real from Mexico. That's probably only worth $40, $50. So are we going to get rich over that? I don't think so. But
No.
the memory will stay with me as long as I live.
Yeah,
And
well,
these-
that's what it is the things that are in my house. When I walk by and I see a bell or an old Tootsie toy or something like that, it instantly brings me back to the day, who was there, where we found it. And that's the richness of it for me. So sometimes there is a piece that I'll want from a property owner and I'll ask them, hey, would you mind, can can I have that one piece? They get, it's nice. It's not really worth anything. It's just that I'd love to look at it, and so I try to get those pieces once in a while. If it's a coin,
Charlie brought up something earlier when we were looking at the house that we had done down the street from John's, and he pointed out that I found my first Crodal bell there. Do you remember that?
yeah, I remember we said that earlier.
Well, the guy was watching me dig it and saw the excitement I had for that Crodal bell, especially because it was my first. And he says, you keep it. You get more excitement over that than I do. So
Yeah.
there you go. It would have been his otherwise.
And these homeowners, they're all so nice to us. A lot of times they're out there with us enjoying it, but also half the time they're like, I got to go somewhere. You guys have fun. And then they leave us at their house. I mean, in this day and age,
sometimes they offer us to leave us keys if we have to go in and use the bathroom or something, which we always turn down.
Crazy.
Don't do that.
Now that still amazes me to this day that they'll, we're total strangers and they'll leave us there and leave the house open for us,
The best one, Jason, the best one was where the son said, good luck. My dad will never let you guys detect the property. Never. So Doug and we actually get the permission. And the guy said, yeah, you can detect, but I'm leaving in 10 minutes to go on vacation. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it.
He went like New Hampshire or something like that.
Yeah.
You never know sometimes. It's one of those things. It's the memories of what it is. Yeah. But even if, like I said, even if you were allowed to keep everything, the stuff doesn't have a lot of value monetarily wise.
No.
99% of it. Once in a while we get lucky, like that coin that Rich found. But you'd be surprised. I mean, especially when it's Doug, you might look online and look up a price guide of like Doug's Redline car. If that was mint and new condition, might be worth a couple $100. But in that Doug condition where the paint's missing, it's dirt, it's rusty, it's worth like $5. It's not a money thing. If we wanted money, we would all go hunt the beach and look for gold rings every week. There's money there. What we look for isn't valuable. It's the love of the people.
Jason, I'll tell you what. When we do find something fantastic, that's ingrained into my brain, like that horse pommel. I'm telling you, Jason, that's near a trash pile there. The guy burns his trash there, and you were insistent of working that trash pile, and you get that pommel, that eagle pommel from a Civil War saddle. That was a great find, and that memory of that is ingrained in my mind forever.
What's the best about that specific pommel is that place where we found it, no lie, that was probably the 20th trip to that house. But everybody avoided that trash area because it was so trashy.
Yeah.
And I went through it only because I went through that trash area because the rest of the whole property was just so hard to get signals anymore. And then I pulled that Civil War officer's saddle pommel out. Just goes to show you never know. You never know.
With me, it's a lot of memories we're making over the years here we don't worry about the value. It's just the memories of finding something great.
That one stands out to me because I watched it before I even met you guys in it.
Oh,
And I remember that one.
Yeah, there's a lot of really cool things over the years that we've found. And I've been fortunate to bring some of them home. Some of my favorite ones, my witch jar, some really fancy silver spoons, all sorts of things. Some people don't really care. Some people want them. Some people don't. Sometimes you work something out. It depends. But, you got to keep in mind that we go to a new spot every single week, all year round. There's no off season. So 52 different old places every year times 10 years, eventually, you got to give a little bit or you're not going to get that new spot every time. So at this point, if they want it, we don't care. If they don't want it, we don't care. We want the opportunity to be able to go do the hobby we love. And sometimes, whatever they say are the rules, those are the rules.
right.
Sometimes they say maybe, yeah, but only bring 2 people. And we can't bring a whole bunch
The
of
whole group. Yeah.
They set the rules. We're just happy to go. And then usually once we get on, oh, Robert Dunn, thank you. Yeah, it is. It's touching the history.
I'll be right back.
Go ahead, Charlie. And then once we get on, I like to think, Doug, that we're very friendly. We're very sociable. We talk to them. We become good friends. And then the dynamic may or may not change. But, to get on a new spot every week, all year round, you do what you got to do. And that's what it comes down to. I just like finding it. And I'd rather find it and give it up than sit home on the couch and not go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you got, Charlie?
Nothing. My wife was on the phone next door. I could hear her talk with my daughter. My daughter's down the beach house. And she's talking a little on the loud side. So.
Amanda Collins in the chat said, "Does anyone ever found a spoon made by Paul Revere?" No, but I check every old fiddleback spoon to look because even if Paul Revere didn't make it, his son was also a silversmith and a coppersmith. Still used the Revere stamp. Never found one.
That would be something.
How can you tell? What's the stamp look like? Or should
The stamp looks like the letters Revere.
Okay.
Yeah, it says
Well,
Revere.
I didn't know.
It's in box letters. It's in 6 box letters. It just say Revere. Because even back then, he was famous. He was famous as being a silversmith, a coppersmith, where now he's famous for the guy that, ran through and the British are coming, the British are. But he was like a rock star back then. He was like,
those silver spoons probably fetch a good.
Oh, they're museum quality pieces. But he made copper ones also. We've never found one, at least never a marked one.
Where
You
did
ever
he
see
live?
a painting of him? A painting? He looks like Bob Hope.
Yeah, he's not like a ladies' man, that's for sure.
Yeah.
He looks like Bob Hope.
I had a guitar from Paul Revere and the Raiders.
We probably won't find it.
Is that hold on, Doug? Hold on. Oh, I got it. That was a rock band. That was my Doug joke decoder.
Oh, by the way, Soylent Green was the name of the movie.
Oh.
With Charlton Heston and among others.
Okay.
That was a spooky movie.
It was a little scary.
Yeah.
Not real scary, but
Someone said, I just missed it. Someone said, Adrian Tucker, a copper spoon would taste gross. Imagine how a pewter spoon would taste with lead in it. And I don't know. Look, back then, I guess it was either that spoon or no spoon.
Both copper and lead are poison.
Yeah.
Is copper poison?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well, how come some drinks are only served in copper cups then?
Yeah.
They must be coated.
They're plated in some sort of copper colored something else.
Did you ever see where copper is on a roof and there's no moss or any type of mold?
I did see that.
The copper, the copper kills that. Just the oxidation of the copper kills bacteria and mold and fungi.
Yeah,
antibacterial.
This is the second time I'm mentioning this in a live stream. But if you have a slug problem, line your garden bed with copper tape. The slugs can't cross it; they will die.
When we go detecting, I put a circle around me and copper to keep Doug away.
Is that what
I'm
that
a
is?
slug.
So why do you smell like garlic though?
He's party Italian.
Keep the vampires away.
Ah,
Yeah. No, that was good. Well, Doug, it's 9:10. It's almost 2 hours. We're gonna. Oh yeah, look, Rich. Someone just said, and I lost it. Someone said copper's not poisonous. Water pipes all over the country are made out of copper. He's right, Rich. You might want to double check
No,
your source.
you double check. Copper is poisonous.
Well, I don't know. Why are we all not dead then with copper water pipes?
Well, I know lead pipes are poisonous.
Yeah, I knew lead was. I didn't know copper was.
Yeah, but
Well, if you go into any new construction site, the plumbing is all copper,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
predominantly copper.
we're going to look into it, and we will have an update next live stream.
Yes, we need to do some fact checking.
Maybe copper's poisonous, but not in a solid metal state. Like maybe in like a powder, or I don't know.
You have to swallow or inhale it.
But I guess the water going through it, little molecules don't break off, like because then you are swallowing it.
It won't leach into the liquid.
Oh, even if it's like heated up, it doesn't leach at all.
Well, I'm not sure about heat. When you add heat, weird things happen. But
all right, we're gonna try to find it out.
How many are on the chat tonight? Do you know?
What's that?
it got the most I saw was in the 220s, 230s.
Yes, that's right, Rich.
Okay.
That's right also.
They are they're our best friends, Rich.
Yes.
The people that join us on the live stream are the people that we will invite to our farm fields in the winter.
Exactly.
Maybe.
Oh, and copper's used as a pesticide.
Well, look, I don't know either way. I'm not doubting you. I'm just thinking, like, I know my pipes are copper, so like, I'm wondering. I don't know. We'll have to look it up and see. I'm sure there's something to it. But all right, Doug, I think I'm going to get ready to wrap this up. I'm tired.
Good. I got to go to the potty.
All right. Any last remarks for the night, Doug?
I didn't either.
Nope. Thanks for everyone tuning in that did, and hope to see you in the next video.
All right, Charlie.
Well, I can't be with you guys this weekend. My thoughts will be with you, and also where I'm headed to. I'll send your thoughts to my friend.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know if it's appropriate for me to mention it or not, and they're not here. But Charlie's going to a service for a good friend of ours whose spouse passed away. I don't know if he makes it everyone's business or not, Charlie. So
right.
I'm not sure.
Represent us, Charlie.
Yes, I will.
Yep, and we will miss you this weekend.
The metal detecting community, yeah.
Yeah. Well, text me later in the day, and I'll let you know how we're doing.
Okay.
At the spot. Rich, Lynn, any last thoughts for the night?
Well, thanks for everybody in the chat coming to hang out with us. And I want to say again, thank you to Doug for initiating that trade for me with the token.
Yes.
And
chief negotiator.
It's a cool one to have in the collection. So
yeah, no, that is a cool token. I agree. I liked it a lot. Doug is a stand-up guy. As much as I make fun of him, he's my favorite
sitting
person.
down right now, though.
He's my favorite person.
I'm his favorite target.
He's my favorite target. He makes me smile all day just thinking about him. So that was very nice of him to do that. And I'm sure if the roles were reversed, you would have did it for him too. That's why we're a team.
That's
if
right.
I had a try,
There's no I in team, although there is a me in team if you switch the letters.
So what?
I owe Doug a trime if I ever find one.
Yeah. You don't have a trime yet, do you?
No, I have a feeling it's going to be my flying eagle. Because
I hope not.
Yeah,
Rich, I'll tell you, the whole world can see.
But
you don't have to give me your first trime. Your second trime.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, thank you.
That's fair.
Oh, just
Doug being even more awesome there.
Right.
Yeah, he's a good guy. But all right, we're going to get out of here. Thank you, everybody, for showing up. Thanks to my moderators. I don't even know if they had to moderate. I like to think we have a good crowd in here, Doug.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
not
I
a
saw
lot
a
of
couple
Everybody
things,
behaves.
but nothing bad really. Just a couple omitted.
were there some omitted ones? Okay, I didn't
Yeah,
even
but
look yet.
nothing bad.
I often don't get to see the chat during the show, but if they did moderate, thank you. Again, Hot Mess Fishing, Alicia, who has her own YouTube channel. She's also a Nook the Nomad. So make sure you check her out. She's traveling all over the place at these events, Doug.
Yes.
So, yeah, give her some love. I'm not sure when we're going to see her again. Hopefully soon.
Hopefully.
Thank you for helping. Teresa was here earlier. I think she had to go, but thank you for your help, Teresa. But
Did
otherwise,
you guys mention that super chat from Robert Dunn? I left. Did you mention?
I think I did. I think I saw the
Okay.
super chat from Robert Dunn. Thank you.
I got up and left. I didn't know if you guys saw that.
I did see it, but all right, we're gonna get out of here. I'm tired. I'm throat's hurting. So hey, thanks for watching, everybody. Don't forget special video this Sunday of Turina joining us, and Doug had some good finds. It was the first time Doug got to hunt Turina's property, and you have a couple of good finds in there too, Doug. So special Sunday video, and then we'll be back again Tuesday for the regular Tuesday video. It should be a fun summer of videos. All right, so let me get out of here. Thanks for watching, everybody. Happy hunting, and we'll see you on the next one.
See you guys.
So long.
Bye.
Bye.